Hi, this is Emily from Refuge of the Womb. Thanks for watching this today. I'm going to be doing a two-part series on teaching you a little bit about what is narcissism, what is narcissistic personality disorder, what are narcissistic tendencies and behaviors, how can we see them in ourselves, how can we see them in others, and then some tendencies to look for in others, to be careful of their behavior as warning signs, and to see those patterns in ourselves. The second part, part B, which is going to be, I'm going to release a video tomorrow, is going to be about looking at underneath, how does this personality disorder or this basic protective mechanism of what I call it, how was it developed? And then what are some self-care techniques that we can do when we're around someone like that, that we can do for our own self-care and our own self-love? So I'm going to jump in. And what is a narcissist? A narcissistic personality disorder is a mental disorder that is really about having an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for admiration. Usually they're self-obsessed, self-absorbed. They have an excessive sense of self-importance and highly inflated ego. And one of the biggest keys to look for is that they really lack the ability to have empathy for others and to feel other people's feelings. This is really difficult to be in a relationship with someone. I personally had a grandfather that was extremely narcissistic. He's gone now, but I and my mother and family were really the victims of a lot of abuse, trauma, neglect, and other things from being exposed to his behavior. So I know how painful this is, but I've also learned a great deal, and I've worked with a handful of women that have had narcissistic family members as well. So this is really great for us to also see if we might have some of these patterns as well, so that we can deepen our understanding, widen our consciousness, and basically evolve and grow. So the first tendency to look for in a person with narcissistic behavior is generally they operate from what I want is all that matters. The second one is it's all about me. You don't matter. My way is right. My way is better. And the way that I see things and do things is absolutely perfect. Which we know can be very damaging to be around that and to be a part of that. Number 3 is I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. So basically that you experience yourself above others, so there's a sense of hierarchy going on. Number 4 is that I've come up with is I see your concern and care for me as criticisms. And this is what can be so damaging because if you're in a relationship with someone who's narcissistic, you want to tell them how you feel, you want to talk to them, you want to help them in some way, and a lot of times they have a hard time receiving help. They see it as, that it's your own fault. They take it as criticism instead of being able to they can't look at themselves essentially, which leads me to the next one, which is number 5, which is pretty much a very high to possibly 100%, depending on where we are on the scale of being looking at someone's narcissism, is the ability to not take responsibility for actions, choices, and behaviors. And we all know how important it is to be able to be responsible for ourselves in relationships. So some examples: if things go wrong, it's your fault. If I'm angry, you're responsible for my feelings. So these are just some things to take a look at, which, as you know, can be extremely damaging to be around someone like that. And it's important for us to see too, maybe we have some friends that may have family members going through this. So it's important to take note and have a deeper understanding about these kinds of behaviors. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Part B is going to be about looking at the underneath layer of how narcissistic behavior developed, so that we can have a greater understanding and develop compassion and empathy for ourselves, for our own narcissistic behaviors, and also for the others that we may know. And then we're going to be looking at a step-by-step healing tools, essentially, that can help you when maybe going to hang out with that person that may have these kinds of behavioral patterns. Maybe, the holidays are coming. You may be dealing with someone that has some behaviors that are narcissistic. So you'll be learning some tools for self-care and self-love. So thank you so much. It is a blessing to be here and to share my wisdom with you guys. And you can find out more and get more support, as it is very difficult to work with someone that is extremely close to you who may have these kinds of behaviors, as well as to look at some of our own behaviors that may be getting in our way and blocking us from having true freedom, healing, and moving on with our life. So you can visit my website at www.refugeofthewomb.com. And I'd be happy to, again, I have consultations on there, so you can visit my website, take a look, and also please do share this video. Share it with your loved ones, your friends, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. And thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be here and to express my gifts and my knowledge with you.